around the world, welcome back to another episode of Musical People and Journeys. Who are musical people? Well, today they are Trish White to William Hall to Ian Venner to Chris Kelly and to Dom Clark. Welcome back, my rocking gang.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So, what's the show all about? Well, we are reviewing the latest rock albums, and today's treat is Throne of Thorns and their album Converging Parallel Worlds. We're going to tell you all about the show, but if you want to know what we really think at the end, when we give our ratings, well, tune into our results show, and you will find out as we pit them against 5 other bands, 6 in total, that we're reviewing this month, and we hope you like. So, on with the show, on with the band, Throne of Thorns. Who are they? Well, like us, ladies and gentlemen, with power and precision. I think we can define ourselves by our precision. Throne of Thorn forges harmonious melodies and dynamic vocals over a solid foundation of captivating guitar riffs, and does not hold back on incorporating classical and cinematic elements of their music, and as such, crafting a unique sonic journey of blending melodic, heavy power and progressive metal. You can tell this was written by a marketing company, can't you? It's not taken from their wiki. The debut album, Converging Parallel Albums, will be released under the banner Rock Angel Records. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a debut album. The album deals with the pressing issues of a global injustice, delving into the seductive grip of capitalism, power abuse and self-indulgence, founded by guitarist and songwriter Thomas Jethro Verley. The band has assembled a talented lineup of musicians including Ostrogoth vocalist Josie Hendricks, Wim Rother on keyboards, Guy Veracusi for backing vocals, production, mixing, and Burak van Bellegem on drums. The mastering of the album is entrusted to Jacob Henson, an internationally acclaimed Danish producer known for his unwavering commitment to sonic perfection. Now, when it comes to symphonic projection, or symphonic, or even sonic perfection, even, because we do like, probably plays a little bit of Sonic in his day. William Hall!
Hello.
Let's start with
Hi,
you, my sonic perfection of a panelist. Tell me, what did you think of Throne of Thorns?
I mean, Sonic could probably have got through these tracks a bit faster, but they are a bit long. Something intro track, something. I said it before. Saying that, I've been rather negative recently on my opinions on power metal and symphonic metal. However, this has changed a bit today. Actually, I can't really explain fully why, but I really liked this album. The tracks may be very long, but when I was sat there just listening to music, I didn't quite realise the length of the tracks, and I was just immersed in their fun little fantasy world again, and it brought back my little happy nostalgic joy towards a little boy first going into the world of power metal again. It brought me back.
Do you feel alright?
No, I don't think I am. I'm changed, man.
A lump in my throat.
Going back, rejecting the metalcore. That's a lie. But no, this was. I just really liked it. It had the instrumentals to me were very, very nice, fantastic, excellent guitar work, really nice riffs, and the vocals very keen on it. Just the whole storytelling of the albums. Again, I was just listening, and I was just immersed in this world of music and symphony, and it was actually quite a real treat listening to this. I am looking forward to these folks writing some more, because for a debut album, I'm quite fond. I'm very keen on this. Pleasant. I know.
Wow.
I'm leaving now. I've destroyed all your opinions on me.
Well, I'll explain
Who knows what's happening?
I'll explain a little bit why, because I relate back to a previous album and review this month. But we'll come back to that. Let's go to our resident rock chick, to Trish White. Trish, what did you think of this album?
Wow. Again, another instrumental opening track. Then wham, you're straight into guitar riffs and beating drums with Stormmaker, which had quite a long intro before the vocals hit, which were clear, but were sort of drowned with the music. all sounded a bit echoey, plus the 8 minutes went on a bit for me. Then in stark contrast with the next track, Atomic Retribution, it opened with the solo piano. For me though, as the album progressed, the songs blended into each other, plus with the last track being 11 minutes long, this album just got lost on me. That's not taken away that for its genre of rock fans will enjoy it. It's just not for me in my personal preference or gave me anything that I like to enjoy. It was just there in the background.
Well, somebody who is never, ever in the background, and whoever puts him in the background doesn't put Dom Clark in the background. Dom Clark, get to the front. Tell us what you think of Throne of Thorns.
Oh, Throne of Thorns. Well, yeah, after that obligatory intro track, we get into these long, extended synth rock songs. Kind of had a almost 70s prog metal feel to it, but kind of sped up a bit, if that makes sense. That's what it felt like to me. There's some dramatic melodies in there, some good harmonies going on, but it is just not my bag, and it didn't catch me like it caught Will. This time I just found myself actually drifting off, if I'm honest. I can appreciate the skill and the production quality. I thought was great in the album, and for a first album I can see that this is something that they've put a lot of skill and energy into. But if I'm honest, it just left me cold at the end of the day.
Well, somebody who would never leave you cold, because he is probably the greatest hugger of a human being that we've ever met. Okay, Cully, let's.
Come on.
Are you going to hug this? Are you going to hug? Are you giving after that? Is Throne of Thorns going to get one of the famous Cully hugs?
So, I'm afraid not. I agree entirely with everything that Will said, and I agree with what Dom said. So this has all of the stuff that I would usually think this is going to be something for me. There's the melodies, there's the storytelling, there's a certain amount of cinematography, the cinematic music to it, and all that sort of stuff. And ordinarily, I'd be all over this, but something just doesn't fit. Whether it's because they didn't quite bring it together in the right way, whether it just missed every time it tried to catch me, I just didn't find myself getting into it. I absolutely realised every minute of the second track, because in fairness, the first track, we've been saying about, if you go back to Illuminate, they had a 2-minute opening track, and that felt drawn out. The rest of the album felt drawn out, but Rise, the opening track for this one, actually wasn't too bad. But then Stormmaker, every minute of the 8 minutes of that one, and then you go into Atomic Retribution, which is the next one, 6 minutes of that. And it's just, unfortunately, it left me cold. I can't say specifically what it was with this album that did that, because, as I say, has all the elements that I would usually like. But, it just doesn't work for me, I'm afraid. It's not to say that I wouldn't go back to it and try again, and I will certainly be looking out for more in future. But, this one just didn't work for me.
Ian, did it work for you, my friend?
No. No, I'm not going to beat around the bush. You wanted honesty. We all give honesty. No, it didn't. It was quite a few things. One thing I didn't realise was this is a debut album. I don't like looking too much into the albums before this section. So we listen to it, and then there's this section, the recording, and then I'll have a little look at. So it's quite interesting, because it actually ticks a few boxes and answers some of the questions I have, such as, my good Lord, you only produce a long song if you know what the heck you're doing. I think they created a sound they liked, and then got lost in each track, and ended up coming out, and then completely forgot to do the edit, I think. And cut it down, and I think that happened all the way through the album. I don't normally care about album art, but this caught my eye. The little thumbnail actually really caught my eye, and I'm like, what is this? It's quite converging parallel worlds, and it looks a bit spacey, and let's have a look. So what I saw was water and ice, the blue and the red. in most of the space of the album cover. There's a male representation standing over a female representation in a and the female is in a very submissive pose in the fire aspect of the space. And that, I thought, well, come on, this isn't the 80s and the 90s. That did take it irked me somewhat, and it looked like a rescue or a takeover or a dominance rather than a convergence. I would love to have seen, fists locking or a cully hugging. Fire and ice cully hugging. I will attest, cully hugs are fantastic. So I was put off. I thought it was a weak album. Not much imagination in the actual music. I think the concept that they really had some good ideas, but just no imagination to stretch out. And so I think if you like that type of music, there will be a set out there that will enjoy this, Getting Lost, as Will's attested. He just absolutely enjoyed getting lost in it. It was reminiscent for him, which is fantastic. But I don't think you're missing much if you don't listen to it.
Okay, well, I disagree with one thing that Ian said. I think there was a lot of imagination in here, but I think there was probably a little bit too much imagination, and imagination ran a bit riot with them, and they needed to contain it a little bit more. We all heard, and I have witnesses here, in a previous album that we reviewed a couple of episodes ago, that, and his words were, prog rock is my nemesis. It's my arch... Did we not hear all of that? Well, mate, your arch nemesis has found you, and maybe, potentially, William, converted you to prog rock, because without any shadow of a doubt, I wrote on my stuff, melodic, but a little too prog rock for me. Very prog-esque in terms of its style, in terms of its length of its albums. 8 tracks, all of them were way too long. Frustrating, and this is my cliff notes, because there's some really cool shit in here. I mean, really cool. I could actually, in joking apart, I can understand why Will was immersed into this, because musically, some of this stuff is absolutely fantastic. It really is incredibly good. But it just, you can put one long song in there maybe, but 11 minutes for a song, way too. It loses me entirely. So for me, it's just really a bit of a pendulum from that side of things, because I really enjoyed some of the stuff that's on this album musically. But if it just, it's so frustrating for me, and most people that we talked to and listened to would probably feel the same. But there is a set of people out there that absolutely love these kind of long kind of songs. But on the plus side, 100 times better than Dream Theater, that's for certain, without any shadow of a doubt, because there's some really cool melodies in here, and a good beat through it as well. So I can understand why it would immerse and trap somebody, but yeah, just a bit too long for me. But yeah, it's okay otherwise than that. So, but there we go. I hope that they come and go like, yeah, let's make it a bit more sharp and punchy, because I love some of the musicality in it. But there we go. Right, well, thank you very much. If you're interested to find out how Throne of Thorns did in our results show, please tune into our results show. In the meantime, thank you to my wonderful panel today, to Ian Bennett, to William Hall, to Trish White, to Chris Scully, and to Dom Clark, and of course to our missing partner, Simon Reed. Goodbye, and please like and subscribe. If you like what you heard, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe button. Do you agree with what we've said? If you've listened to the album, please leave your comments, and thank you very much. Goodbye for now.
Bye.